to go? All right, great work day Wednesday, man. A lot of energy and juice today. Really, really happy to see that. Great weather. Thank the good Lord for that. And just saw a lot of kids flying around. You know, we got some good work in the kicking game. Normal Wednesday for us as we prepare for a really good football team coming in here that's extremely physical. And, you know, it's going to be a slobber knocker. And, you know, we're trying to get all our ducks in a row and make sure we're ready to do it. I think we continue to build and continue to get better. We got a lot of young kids that you can really see starting to come around because they had 5 weeks of fall camp, and then now they're on week 10 of the season, game 9, but week 10. So they've had 3 5-week periods, which is a normal phase of a football program. So you got 5 weeks of fall camp, 5 weeks of the season, now 5. So they're on like they're starting to go into the fourth quarter of what would be this season, and you're really starting to see some growth with guys like Kenyon Clay and Cam Knox and Cameron Barnes and Will Saxton, DJ Burgess, some of these younger kids that even aren't playing. You know, we've seen Ty Mims over the last few weeks get better. We've seen Zach Wilkie. We've seen, you know, Kyron Barnes continue to improve. So I think we're going to continue to see these young guys keep getting better as the year goes on. With that, I'll open it up.
Just talking about Georgia State, I mean, it looks like they like to run the ball and defensively force a lot of turnovers. And what is it what's going to be the biggest challenge, you think, with that group?
Yeah, so stopping the run, you know. Obviously, they're going to come at us and try to hit us in the mouth, you know, and they pride themselves on being physical, and we do too. So, but yeah, they've got a really good run schemes. They do a great job with it. They've been consistent over a period of time. They're a proud program that's gone to 3 straight bowl games. Their head coach is a former great O-line coach who I've got a ton of respect for, so they want to be physical. Then defensively, they like to wreak a lot of havoc, a lot of movement up front, forcing turnovers. And so, yeah, I mean, it poses a lot of challenges for us. We got to be able to stop the run. We got to be able to tackle the quarterback. And then we got to hold on to the ball offensively, you know. And like I said, it is a really, really good football team. Got to be, you know, everybody says they're 3-5. That has nothing like they're a really good football team. It's won 3 out of their last 4 versus some really good opponents.
Look like maybe 2 of the better corners I've seen in this conference, too. They have no issue putting them on an island.
Yeah, no, they will. They'll put them on an island. They'll get in there to stop the run and let them play man. They made some big plays, you know, versus Georgia Southern. They forced a bunch of turnovers, and those guys can play.
We saw Jay Stanley today. Do you have an update on him?
Yeah, he's good. He's good to go. Yeah, just a little under the weather. You know, this time of year, you know, everybody gets under the weather a little bit this time of year. So just under the weather, making sure it doesn't spread. He'll be fine.
I know obviously you don't like to look ahead. Obviously you're looking at 1 week at a time, but how difficult is it to try to kind of keep the players in that mindset? Obviously, you know, easier in the beginning of the season, but now, you know, this week you have a chance to get to a bowl game.
I really don't think it's hard. I really don't. You know, if we lose this game, it's not going to be because we're looking ahead. I don't think our kids, even maybe it's because we're so young, maybe it's because we haven't had success here in a while. I don't know, but like we really just would like to play well versus Georgia State. And really, to be honest with you, we're really just focusing on getting better. We know there's some things we got to get better on. When you have great competition in your program, that helps with that, because if you don't continue to improve and focus on yourself, somebody will beat you out. So I think that helps. Our recruiting's helped with it. But, you know, I haven't heard a lot of it. Hadn't seen them. We certainly don't talk about it. We're 5-3 with 4 games to go. We'd like to win every one of them. You know what I mean? And we'd like to win this week. So I think I told somebody earlier week, everybody keeps talking about going to a bowl. You know, there's no rule that says, man, as soon as we get 6 wins, we're just going to shut this thing down. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we'd like to play who we're playing this week. And for us, it's about the overall growth and well-being of the program and where we're trying to take this program, you know. And so we just got to keep improving every day, you know, no matter who we play and all those things.
Well, what do you think makes Coach Lindsey such a good recruit?
Oh, God, that's a great question. He's the total package, man. Number one, he has great morals. He never lies. He always is himself. We don't bend in our recruiting. That's one reason why we're a good tag team, is because we don't bend for a kid. And we'll be up front and tell them, you know, if something's going on in recruiting and we're not going to go down that route, we'll tell them, hey, if that's what you want, go to the other school. That's fine. We'll move on and take somebody else. You know, we find and identify kids that fit us. He's a great evaluator. We know specifically at H, Z, and X the skill sets we have to have and the skill sets we can bend on. So we identify the skill sets early on that that if a kid has them for those particular spots, and then we start looking for the traits that make them fit with us: toughness, competitive nature, the ability to be coached, because we're going to coach you hard. And man, he does a great job with parents because of his morals and values. He knows, parents know that they're going to be taught. I walked in the Whiteout meeting room 2 weeks ago, and they're in there talking about finances and how when they get out of school, how they've got to put their money in different types of deals and not let people that straggle around to them and want some of their money get it. And it's okay. And like, that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about routes. And like, but that's what we do here. We're molding men and teaching them about life. And he is a phenomenal. He's one of my best friends in the world. And man, any kid that comes and plays for him is going to be more prepared to be a husband and father.
How long have you been known Coach Lindsey?
Hired him in 2007. We were together from 07 to 15. We were back together in 18 for 1 year, and then we got back together here in 21. So we were together from 07 to 15, 18, and then these 2 years here. Yeah.
Coach, their quarterback Granger presents some unique problems. Can you kind of talk about some of the problems he presents in the run game, and maybe somebody he reminds you of?
Yeah, build-wise, he's similar to the young man at Arkansas State in his stature. He's an experienced guy. He wants to run more than the guy from Arkansas State. He's a successful runner. They build it around him. He's very slippery, and they do a good job with him. I mean, he's a real problem.
You mentioned looking for those profiles, right? What did you see in Ty Mims that fits what you're looking for in that position?
Yeah, so the first guy never tackles him, number one. So the first guy never tackles him, which is what we look for in a Z, And so then you start looking, you get to know him, and you find out what an intense competitor he is. Then you find out he's a little bit small, you know what I mean? Which you can see on tape, but as he comes to camp and you height weigh him, and you find out he's a little small. Well, small guys have got to have a chip on their shoulder, like me and Coach Lindsey do, and he's got that. Then you run him in camp, though, and you see that he's legitimately fast. Because what we say in our recruiting is a guy can't have two strikes. We can only have one strike guys. And Ty Mims, one strike is he's small. He can't be small and not fast. Ty's extremely fast. The first guy never tackles him, and he's got great competitive nature, and he's a good person. If he wasn't small, he probably is a 5-star and has every offer in the country. And that's what we look for in recruiting, is one strike guys, and Ty's the perfect fit for that.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks so much, guys.